Hi everyone, Susie here from Minnesota, and I garden in a zone 4B, and I'm taking you on beginning of July tour. Containers are looking pretty good. They're just starting to really fill out. It's going to take a bit. Loving the popcorn plant. I do need to do some deadheading here on the ivy geraniums, but they are gorgeous, along with the Kufia. Bobos are all budding out. They're gonna look beautiful here. Daylilies are looking good, some more so than others, and I think it's just because this is starting to shade them out, which I was a little worried about, but it's fine. This is the front of my house, and this faces west, but this gets a lot more sun, where up there the containers probably get about 5 hours, so I'm probably pushing the full sun up there with those plants. I do need to do some deadheading here. Lots of flopping due to a ton of rain. I would say in the last 2 weeks we've had about 9 inches of rain. Sun Kings look amazing, along with the black lace elderberry. I just got done yesterday doing weeding. It's such a rewarding job. I know sometimes I put it off, but oh, feels so good afterwards. These are little hottie hydrangeas. We'll see if they bloom. That sun, I love this shining through this way. Mosquitoes are really bad right now, so I'm going to do what I can to get a good tour in, but I apologize for any jerkiness. Arabella looks fantastic. That's okay that it's leaning over on that. The grasses are starting to fill in, loving that. Love that little pop of yellow in there with the primrose. With the rain again, all of these roses have pretty much flopped. I'm kind of done with roses, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just learning a lot about myself gardening, and I love plants that look good in bloom and out of bloom, and roses just don't look good out of bloom. And then if that's what's going to happen when they're in bloom, I don't know, I have a lot of thinking to do. They are beautiful. Princess Alexandra of Kent. I've deadheaded a lot. That's a honeysuckle shrub there. I've got a number of them. I like that foliage in there. And I love the grasses. Like the pulmonaria looks great. The rabbits keep finding the dianthus. This is a tall one, Carthusia norum. Looks good. Pallas purple heuchera always looks great. And then just repeated the honeysuckle over here. And then Annabelle looks fantastic. I was so worried about the rain and the wind, and so far it's held up. This is Mini Mauvette. I can't wait. Oh, that just looks... I really love this area right now. Roses are pretty, and then the constant battle with the rabbits. I just don't know if I have that in me anymore. And I'm going towards more shrubs anyway. Pansies are doing okay. I was going to retire this, and I thought, it fits here. So for the time being, it can stay. The temps, we had some really hot weather for like 3 days, and then it's really nice right now. High 70s, low 80s. It's going to get up into the higher 80s, but still very reasonable. If there's any varieties you want to know, let me know. and I will get back to you in the comments. I just have a lot, and I do so many tours. Honeysuckle, this is native. This is a little bit of a thug, so, but the pollinators do love these. And it works in this area. We'll focus on this garden. The Hakana coalgrass is filling out. I'm just hoping the rabbits leave it alone. Like right here, these roses, this is Bonica. I have two. I did have one over there that I just got rid of, but the rabbits keep finding this one too. I think I'm okay with not planting anything here because this will get big. I have to think about that spot. And then this rose right here, again, I got this huge spot right here that I just have to think about. I do have some daylilies. I might move that back, just give this a little room. But all in all, I'm really loving this garden. All the different textures, colors. This is Blue Eddy alliums. I can't wait. That is a shorter variety. That's so cute. I did trim the Alchemilla mollis here because it was so wet, and it just looks so much better too, and they still look great. So in bloom, out of bloom, you can't beat Alchemilla mollis. This rose here is Lark Ascending. It is fading, so it starts off a little more peachy and then fades to very light peachy to white. These were one of the begonias that I just saved the corms from last year, and this is a success, and that was super simple. I love that. Let's see. Trying to get it without my shadow here. Hostas, you can see we had high wind, and with that they did scorch a little bit. All the goat's beard flopped, so I had to trim that, which still looks great out of bloom. Those leaves are really pretty. I did trim the Brunera. Looks really great, doing good. There's a lot of self-seeded ones that I'll just leave, and they're all over, and I like that. They'll just fill in because I did lose some with the winter. Just Swiss chard is doing pretty good. I love those stems. And then the butterfly pea is starting to get a little more height, maybe what, an inch? But this is where I had to trim the goat's beard. It was laid flat to where it was touching the kennel, so, but I like it. And then I was able to get back there and do some weeding, and I'm sure the meter person will be happy about that. Let's see. Hakana coalgrass looks really good. So do the Japanese painted ferns. This is crested surf. They look amazing here. This faces east, but it probably gets about 6 hours of sun. And then I think with it beating off the siding too, it just intensifies it. So they did burn. It's fine. They're lovely enough, but look at the fuchsias. Isn't that just gorgeous? These can stand up to heat. Let's see. That's what it's called. So, I mean, at least in my zone. Remember, I'm a northern gardener. So, like I said, I don't really get much above mid 80s to high 80s. A lot of my hostas are flowering. Well, you know, it is July, so yes, that would be right. I left some of the blooms on the lady's mantle. Love it. Just in case if I forget, 2 years ago I had planted some purple petunias. I gotta get closer. I can't zoom in. And of course the seeds just dropped and they just self-seeded. Isn't that amazing? So when you think about from the time that germinated that it's blooming and it's July, so I don't know, maybe you don't have to start them indoors. Just, this is one of my favorite areas. I think as it wraps around, we'll say this year with gardening, I'm really taking kind of not a back seat, just a laid back approach. Just doing what I can, weeding different. I can't kneel due to just my knees killing me. Never had that problem before, so I have to hoe. And it works. I'm like, okay. I don't get the roots, but you do it enough and you'll weaken the weed. I love the ivory halo dogwoods. They just lighten up an area. Like this whole area, I'm just kind of loving all the different heights. Hostas are loving all this rain here. I haven't had to water a lot. I mean, my watering is basically maybe 10 minutes. Komodo dragon is glorious this year. Well, I mean, okay, a lot of these hostas are really beautiful this year. This is silly string. I love this one. That is just huge. I do like, this is kinky boots. I got a lot of Siberian cypress. It just does good in the shade for me. Love it. The rabbits do eat it a little bit. Everybody raves about, is it autumn frost hosta? And the rabbits love it. So it never gets much bigger than this. So I prefer this one, which is Remember Me. And then this one over here. For some reason, the rabbits really like the variegated ones too. This is Fern Line, and that's just gorgeous. But yeah, poor autumn frost. And then just some hostas back here. Look at the blue ones in the shade. They just shine. So this is Wind Beneath My Wings here. That gets about, we'll say about 8 feet wide. But that one is the same as this one. And this is more green. Isn't that not weird? I mean, and that's normal because blue hostas look better in the shade. They probably won't grow as fast. Love it. I was able to weed in here because it was so windy the other day. It's beautiful. Like, I will be trimming these flower spikes because they got tall. I don't mind if they stay a little bit shorter where they're not in the way. And I say that, but it all depends on what I have to do in the garden. That will come last. Like, I have a little more weeding to do. And if the bugs aren't too bad. This is just gorgeous. Lemony lace elderberry. I mean, that's massive. It's hard to see on film how big this is. Goat spear down here. This is dwarf. I started from seed. The rabbits have not found that yet. I'm very shocked. This is Stilbea is blooming down here. I don't know the varieties. I've had these for so long that I've also given up on Astilbes. They just don't do good for me. That's why Goat Spirit is my go-to. This willow is getting really tall. It put on a lot of growth. I'm thinking it would look good in this area, so I have to think about what I want to do. The rabbits just really enjoy the willows a little too much. This is willow also, and it was more wide and now it's taller. They keep eating that. And then these are just the most beautiful cannas. I don't remember, they're like a peachy color. Aren't they just gorgeous? The only annual that I planted in ground, just because of the extreme pressure from the rabbits. This flopped, that's the Anthos Valerian, so I cut that back. You can see that this was getting shaded out versus this side, just the way this has gotten a little bit leggy. I'm thinking I might pinch that. More alliums are gonna see a lot. I think this is Medusa. That one self-seeds all over the place. I just love the ferns popping out. So yes, I did lose a few things, and a few things have flopped with all this rain, like the Cibaria sorbifolia sem is like way out there, but it still looks pretty good. But there were other things that were just completely uprooted. But otherwise, not having to water has been really nice. But this is just loaded. Pollinators love this. It started off as one tiny little shrub. I do have to speed it up. Look, last year I could see my bench, and this year I cannot. I'm just gonna take, I have to thin out my squash here. Everything is looking pretty good. I'm not gonna focus it on too much. I mean, it's vegetables. If you want me to do a tour of my vegetables, just let me know, but this is finally filling out. A lot of my containers I just have to let dry out because we've just been that wet. I love this. Like I say, eucalyptus is just treat it as a filler, spiller, and thriller, whatever it decides to do, where it pops out. So, oh, and there's one in back. That'll look great. I'm a little, it's one thing about my meds is I'm always hot. I cannot cool down no matter what. My body just doesn't cool. Doesn't this just glow? To me, it looks blue, and on film here it looks purple. But I love this. This is Monarch Magic Ageratum. There's just one plant in there. I did have some Ajuga, and it'll be fine. It'll be okay with the shade. And then I love this Pelargonium. But oh, I'm loving that. Oh, I am sorry. That went right in the eyeball. Oh, mosquitoes. This one too. Love that. So there was a big open spot in here, and that's fine. It did fill in. So the only thing is I have to get in here and trim it where it's touching the pine here. So it's laying on it, and I don't want that. Annabelle looks great, and then it got super tall in the back. So, like, wow. But it probably won't be able to flop back there because there's just enough holding it up, which I love. I love this Durvilla honeysuckle. So do the pollinators. Where? He was here somewhere. Alliums are all putting on their little buds. Love it. This Calamintha looks great. This all self-seeded in here. My sunflower looks good that I started from seed. Such a cheery sight. I didn't get to enjoy the peony that just flopped, so that all got cut. But again, out of bloom. I love the foliage, so win-win. Astrantia, love this. Wow. This still has a few little blooms on. This has just been getting laid flat from all the rain. Amsonia. but it's flattened in the salvia here, so it's okay. All of this is self-seeded verbena, and I'm leaving it. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Bampton. Sorry, the bugs are so bad right now. Plus, the grass is so wet that they just fly up. Asters are looking a bit better. The rabbit pressure has diminished a little bit. Hopefully I don't jinx it. The rose is gorgeous. I will probably walk, to think. I'll figure something out. But all of the delphiniums in here just all flopped. Some got uprooted, and then some of the Veronica too was just looking really tough. So that's not staying there. I'm not sure. I kind of rigged something up there. It's got a little, it used to have a basket on top and that busted. But this is going to be the orchard garden, so at least this is giving me room and speeding up the process, and I'm okay with that. And the delphiniums I started from seed. The wee white hydrangea is just gorgeous. Like, can we appreciate that? And I just, oh, really love that. This Veronica is doing pretty good. It's doing great. Well, the foliage is looking a little, the ones in the front are doing really good, but the one in back is doing, and that's what that does. But that's okay. I weeded this whole area. This is just a self-seeded, I think it's Blue Monday sage, more lady's mantle. I just let that, anything that's self-seeded, I'll just let it grow. This looks great, budding up. This hydrangea here. I do have some Veronica over here. Doing really good. I'm shocked. And then, of course, more alliums. Oh, I wanted to show you this one. Actually, this is perfect. We'll walk this way. This is bobblehead. I can't wait. I planted this last year, and they're going to be much bigger. You can see the foliage is much bigger. It's just going to be beautiful. And then this rose here looks fantastic. This I had to cut all the way to the base. I had all that dye back, but this is pretty good. I did lose one, so. And then that's the last of that delphinium. That's gorgeous. I had a bunch of others, and that got uprooted too. It was just so heavy. I trimmed back. Oh, I have some. Oh, I better go. There's a nest in here. And that is Nellie Moser. Still putting out blooms, which is really cool. I did cut all of the penstemon back. That all flopped. Except for one, which it's trying to flop. And then drumstick alliums. And they're all like that because everything flopped on it. But yeah, let's see. It's so wet back here. I don't dare walk back there. Or do I? Yeah, I think let's go this way. This is Baby's Breath that I started, which looks great, but a lot of it died. I think it just got too wet. Beans are looking good. I'm just trying to see. The calendula, look at this. I just self-seeded this, and it's just beautiful. I mean, it is covered in buds. I do have a mini-me watermelon in there. I hope it can live through this. I don't know. Oh, and then these do have blooms, the cucamelon. My niece wanted that. So hopefully, I'm thinking I might try and pickle it. I just don't have a recipe, and I don't know how. So, well, I know how to pickle, but some people have really good recipes. I'm coming back here because hopefully I can talk about this. So Pink Mink is on this side. Viticella Polish Spirit is on this side. So I think I created an entirely new plant and not on purpose. It just did itself, nature, because this has 5 petals. And then over here, and this is a lighter purple, this has 4, and it's got more like cupped when it first comes out. So I think bees got a little busy and created an entirely new clematis for me, because that's not pink mink. Pink mink is, well, obviously pink. So, and like I said, this is glorious. I wish I could. Can we go over here? And bigger, so, and vigorous. Because I did not plant this one, and I love it. And trying to see if, where are you? It's all in down here too. So yeah, isn't that amazing? I'm sure what happened is it rooted somewhere and then created a plant, and that's what I had happen. I had one over here and I moved it over here. So we'll see what variety this is when it decides to bloom. I think something's eating it, but it survived the, we'll say, a little flooding back here. This is about as far as, we'll see. Because there's really not a lot in bloom. It's just mainly, I'm a foliage person, so, and texture. This is an Arctic Blue Willow Dwarf. Love that one. I have to get this under control. That's Creeping Bellflower all in there, and I'm just gonna dig most everything up in here and then put cardboard down and mulch. Some of those plants are gonna be sacrificed because it's a pretty weed, but it just takes over. And it's an area I forget about weeding because it's in the back of the garden. Coral berries look great, really huge. I do have some weeding to do, like this needs to, that's okay. There's always weeding to do in a garden, because by the time I start in one area, it just repeats itself by the time I get through all my gardens, and I gotta start over. You know what, but the only thing is I think I forgot to show you one thing. Love this. Love my little area over there. It's just mainly herbs. It's a hard thing trying to get a tour done, and the only reason why I have to keep it short is because uploading just doesn't work with long videos for me. Look at that. This is Henry Eye. This bloom, well, you can see. Is that not beautiful? I recommend this one because the rabbits chomped this down to nothing. And I was afraid I wasn't gonna get blooms, and I got blooms just a little bit later. Oh, and look at all of the blooms to come. And it's not, I would say it probably gets about 4 or 5 hours of sun, but not all at the same time, just more dappled. So I would recommend that for a shadier situation. Actually, a lot of the clematis I grow, I would. Because when I had my trees, they still bloomed really nicely. Just, weeding. I was so happy when I got it weeded. It was so wet though. My gloves were sopping wet. But, oh, look at this area. I love this. I know it's full sun right now. That's chocolate cosmos. So it's just, yeah, I'm really happy. It's a very calming area, and I love it. And then I have more basil here. I started from seed. Really good. I've been using it too. I'm gonna end on the Veronica. I do love it, but I did have a lot that rotted. But I think I have a good amount left. All right, so hopefully you enjoyed. Bye for now.